Wolf came to my practice 4 times before. Crown had photographer, he had guys out there filming me, all of this kind of stuff, all to look at something I would do that he could take advantage of with Sword and Shield. And he found it. I didn't get to know about it until the day was there. I found out later that I'd been secretly being filmed. I had like spies, I had industrial espionage go on. And he determined that when I took my J-step off of his initial charge, I always stepped into a certain position with the glaive up and this cut, and I would end up about here. And if, when I did that, he did this weird kind of firing over to this side, which nobody would normally do, he could catch me. And he ended up taking me out of the semifinals of Crown by, it happens, my fault. I became predictable. I became complacent. You see what I mean? Hey, this always works on these dumb Sword and Shield guys. I'll just use it. And I went through routine B and got clocked in the side of the head and went, right? And he did his victory dance, and after that I got to find out about all the hidden videotapes and all of the other stuff like that. And I'm like, can I have a copy? Because I want to see what I'm doing stupid. I had found somebody who had beaten me, right? And it worked that way. All of that works to your advantage, and all of that is about a psychological advantage that he gave himself. He knew he couldn't beat me regular. And so what he did is he prepared for 3 months to fight me. I was his little nemesis. I was his ghost thing that he was like, oh crap, I can't beat that guy. When you have that in your head, you got to do something about it. What Wolf did about it was, he did the research, he did the time, got the, he went through this whole thing. That's like a little spell that he cast. This is how I'm going to beat Avallac'h. It's going to work. It's going to work. Lo and behold, it did. Right? You can do it to anybody you want. I've trained myself over many, many years. Anytime I fight somebody, I got a little mental category that just clicks right in, and I'm like, this is what Lord Captain's doing right now. And I like some of his stuff. I steal it. He's got excellent Moulinet stuff that I'm like, wow, I got to watch his hands more. How the hell is he getting that? That sucker comes around fast like a choppy blade. I'm slower than that shit. And I can use it both offensively and defensively. The parts I want, I take for myself. The parts I don't want to get hit by, I leap away from. Okay? And we do that. And I do it to all of you guys, less so, honestly, the less fantastic fighters. But by the time you start getting up into Tang, I've got a whole cadre of stuff that I use almost expressly on Tang, because he's left-handed and has certain advantages and deficiencies. He's a very unique fighter. I've got this little category of, fighting Tang. Put this baby in, right? This will make sure I don't get hurt. And it'll make sure Tang loses. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because Tang, you guys should figure that out for yourself. Don't worry, I tell you, Tang.
Okay.
And by the way, I tell Tang and Lord Captain what I find. And the reason is, I need them to get better. If they're not better, I can't get better. I don't have anybody to fight. So, you guys who look at a guy one up from you, need to look and go, God, how am I going to beat Aaron? That little punk is so quick. Get the sword and, how do I smash him and make him rubber? And you can focus on that to improve your own fighting. Yes, I know. Hit in head, make flat. Very good.
I usually do a chin shot.
Is it the chin thing? Oh, there you go. Good, good, good. Really? You can get that on certain children? You the man. I'll watch for that. So, once again, you're talking yourself and how to do it. Psychology going in right there
Looks better
is...
than a two-handed sword.
You may be correct. Going into psychology confident, making your opponent unconfident is what we're basically talking about in the round. Anybody else do anything specific they want to help me out with? I want to know some cool tricks. I just gave you a bunch of mine.
So one is you come out and sort of look at the guy like, you know.
Yeah, it's just like the number 9 club, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
It's like, wow, you suck. Yeah. Give me that. This will be easy. And you walk over. Watch out. Sometimes these things can backfire. There was a guy who his psychologist told him that that pink made people calm, And he said he wanted to make everybody calm, and he dressed himself, honest to God, he was like a pink clown. He had pink pants, he had a pink surcoat, he had a pink thing on his head. I had never wanted to hit anybody so hard in my freaking life. God, I was like, oh, practically enraged like a bull. And we went out there, it wasn't just me, it was like a bunch of the others of us too. God, we beat that guy like the Pillsbury Doughboy. It was awful. And he later on like, well, the psychologist said it would make you all passive.
No.
Yeah, watch out on those little tricks. There have been some tragic backfires that have come. One of them can be I am disparaging you, right? Watch out, because you can really piss off somebody who goes, really, fuck you. Now I was just going to try and fight you. Now I'm just going to make you look bad and hurt you. And it is...
Well, you do get into it. I remember fighting, he's from the West.
There's a lot of those guys.
Yeah, actor.
An actor?
I think he's an actor. He's been king quite a few times.
Oh, Jade.
Jade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was fighting him. He's like, you know, like not even paying attention to you. And you're like,
You hate that guy, don't you? Don't worry, I hate Jade too for a completely different reason. Hand me the number 9 club. I am disparaging this human, right? I don't like to use that generally, but you know what? It works for a little while. And then you got to get rid of it because you're being a dick to them. Try not to be a dick. Try and have personal confidence in what you do. Know that your weapon is good. When this is finished, I know this will be a great weapon. I built it myself, put it together. If I needed help, I would have gotten it. And I'm happy to help you guys make awesome, cool weapons. Change things so that they are just right for you. Make sure your armor fits well and right so that you're not fighting your own armor. Once you've got that point and you're up to advance, now you only have to fight the opponent. Again, take away obstacles. That's your job in your psychology. Place obstacles for them. One is, I'm too cool for you to kill. One thing I'm going to have you also do is this. Skeggy, the new king of Antir, uses this method all the time. I just saw it in the last one. Skeggy will cheat in order to throw up his opponents. Skeggy has legendary arms, he has all this kind of stuff. Skeggy never calls the first blow that hits him. Ever. I have never seen him in a crown that he hasn't said light to somebody. He did it in this one. Bad. Oh my God, it was horrible. And he won, right? And he gets away with it because they've got one shot, and if you blow that off, you got a chance. You'll probably get the other guy. I mean, really, that's the real way to cheat in the SCA. It's one shot. That's all you really need. It's at the upper ends. Just one shot you have to call light. But when you do that, you get guys who immediately break. They go, fuck, man. I just hit that guy hard, and he isn't going to call it. And then they get this thought in their head, they're not going to call it. In the EMP, we shouldn't have that problem. You, by the way, need to be bitched out. You, at the last war, called blows for another human. Don't want to see that either. Remember that? Told you about that. All we do here is hit them hard. And I want to make that the practice. And if you blow off that shot, that one shot before you start going, all you're really going to do is get yourself hurt. It really is going to go that way. And I designed the system to make it go that way. Everybody knows, if I know and he knows, God, that prick doesn't call his first shot. You know what happens? I go, and so does everybody else. Well, apparently, I need to make sure this one's going to count. It's going to start from here. And yeah, you're going to block a lot of those. And you go, wow, it's really cool that, oh, now they've got to rev up to hit me and all of this type of stuff. You'll be hunted down and killed. It's happened to everyone I've seen it do. Call all of your shots. It is a way to intimidate an opponent, though. No. See what I mean? Think about that. I can take your best shot and say, fuck you. That's totally intimidating. Don't let it get to you. All it is for you is an opportunity to hit them again. Really? Do you like that? You can do it again on a squishier part. Don't have to hit you in the head. Right? Totally he'll hit you in the crook of the elbow. Totally he'll hit you on the back of that thigh. Right? I have a groin thrust. I can do it. Yeah, you like that one? And you know what? Nobody's going to give you any sympathy whatsoever while you're lying there clutching yourself because they go, oh yeah, God, you cheat. Right? You deserved exactly what you get. So don't cheat. That's bad. But it does work. But don't let it get to you either. Just because some asshole doesn't call his legs 3 or 4 times, shift targets. The guy he's talking about, because we do call armor is worn, the guy that I had to have a talk with him about, He's a big, heavy guy, wears full, heavy plate, can barely move in it, but he wears chain over, with plate over it. Honestly, I've watched him get hit in the belly 3 or 4 times and not call it. Didn't bother me. Christ, you're hitting him in his heaviest armored place. I don't think a single-handed sword could go through there. However, he is painfully easy to hit practically everywhere else.